What if a colossal celestial wanderer, a titan named Three-Eye Atlas, were to journey into the vicinity of Earth? Such a question stirs the imagination like a stone cast into an ancient, still lake, ripples of curiosity expanding outward, touching on the very nature of our place in the cosmos. It invites us to peer through the veil of time and space, pondering not only what might befall our fragile blue planet, but also what secrets the universe might reveal through this rare encounter. The arrival of Three-Eye Atlas, a name that hints at both mystery and magnitude, would be no ordinary astronomical event. To grasp its significance, one must consider the scale of deep time, where Earth's 5 billion years unfold like chapters in an epic saga. In this vast temporal expanse, the planet has witnessed cosmic phenomena both violent and sublime. Supernovae painting the night sky with ephemeral brilliance, massive impacts sculpting continents and oceans, and celestial bodies weaving intricate gravitational dances. Yet, even within this tapestry, an interstellar visitor such as Three-Eye Atlas would stand apart, a harbinger of unknown forces crossing the thresholds of solar neighborhoods. From the standpoint of immediate risk, such an enormous interloper could pose profound dangers. The gravitational influence alone might tug at Earth's orbit or destabilize other planetary bodies, setting off a cascade of environmental upheavals. But danger is only one thread in this complex narrative. The passage of Three-Eye Atlas could also serve as an unprecedented observational window, a cosmic laboratory where scientists might glimpse materials and energies forged in distant star systems, bearing witness to processes beyond our solar cradle. The opportunity to study such an object could challenge existing paradigms about planetary formation, chemical evolution, or even the prevalence of life-supporting conditions elsewhere. Yet beyond risk and reward lies a deeper philosophical reflection. Could the approach of Three-Eye Atlas be seen as a test, an inscrutable trial set by the universe itself? Throughout history, humanity has interpreted celestial phenomena as omens or messages from realms beyond comprehension. A comet blazing across ancient skies was once feared as a harbinger of doom. Today, it is a subject of scientific fascination. In this light, Three-Eye Atlas's arrival might be viewed as a cosmic question posed to Earth's inhabitants. How will life respond when confronted with forces larger than itself? Will we succumb to fear or rise in wonder? Will we retreat into isolation or extend our gaze outward in shared curiosity? To contextualize this moment within the vastness of geological epochs is to embrace humility. Consider that all human history, from the rise and fall of empires to revolutions in thought, occupies but a sliver of time, comparable to a single heartbeat in Earth's age. Against this backdrop, Three-Eye Atlas's passage is but a fleeting brushstroke on an immense canvas. Yet it carries with it echoes that resonate across millennia, the same echoes that remind us that Earth's history is punctuated by encounters both catastrophic and transformative. Imagine for a moment standing on a quiet shoreline as night descends. Above, stars glitter like scattered diamonds set against velvet blackness, each one a distant sun with its own stories and worlds. Suddenly, a new light appears, not steady like those familiar points, but blazing with unfamiliar intensity and motion. This is Three-Eye Atlas, arriving from interstellar space, a visitor whose origins lie far beyond the Oort cloud's icy frontier or even Neptune's distant orbit. It embodies mysteries that have traveled light years and eons before intersecting with Earth's path. In that brief encounter lies both peril and promise. Its immense mass might trigger seismic tremors or atmospheric shifts. Its tail could streak brilliant hues across dawn skies. Its composition might contain clues about primordial matter from other parts of our galaxy, or perhaps even remnants from civilizations long vanished into cosmic dust. The possibility that such an object could harbor organic compounds or unknown elements adds layers to this unfolding enigma. Moreover, the presence of Three-Eye Atlas challenges humanity's perception of permanence and isolation. Our planet often feels like an island adrift in space, steadfast amidst change, yet vulnerable to forces beyond control. The arrival of this giant celestial body underscores how interconnected Earth truly is with the broader cosmos. It compels us to acknowledge that no world exists in absolute solitude. Each is subject to gravitational tides and cosmic currents that shape destinies over unfathomable spans. This awareness bridges past and future in profound ways. Long before humans gazed skyward with telescopes or satellites, Ancient civilizations pondered celestial motions through myth and observation, perhaps sensing these very rhythms as part of their existential fabric. Could they have glimpsed early signs of interstellar visitors? Might their legends encode faint memories of encounters erased by time but preserved in symbolic form? Looking forward, the passage of Three Eyelass invites speculation on how modern science and technology might respond to such an event and how future generations might interpret its legacy. Will humanity harness advanced instruments to decode its secrets? Could such knowledge catalyze breakthroughs in physics or astrobiology, or will fear and uncertainty dominate discourse? Overshadowing wonder with caution, the narrative woven around Three Eyelass becomes more than an astronomical curiosity. It transforms into a mirror reflecting human aspirations and anxieties alike, a symbol of our relentless quest for understanding amidst cosmic vastness. It reminds us that while we are transient beings on a transient planet, our capacity for awe connects us intimately with the universe's grand design. In contemplating this scenario, one cannot escape a sense of paradox. Here stands Earth, home to life's intricate dance, facing an alien visitor whose trajectory is indifferent to human concerns yet charged with potential meaning. This juxtaposition evokes questions about fate versus chance, knowledge versus mystery, survival versus transcendence. Ultimately, whether Three-Eye Atlas arrives as threat or opportunity, or perhaps as both intertwined, the event underscores something essential about existence itself, that life persists within flux, that meaning emerges through engagement with uncertainty, that every moment holds within it the seeds of transformation. So when pondering what will happen if such a gargantuan celestial body drifts near Earth, one must embrace complexity rather than certainty, embrace wonder rather than fear, embrace humility before forces far greater than ourselves. For in these encounters, rare yet profound, we glimpse not only outer space but inner space, the depths of human curiosity poised at the threshold between known and unknown. And thus begins another chapter in Earth's long story, a chapter written not just by physical interactions but by imagination, stirred awake by stars crossing paths across cosmic seas. The universe continues its silent dialogue with us through these celestial emissaries, inviting us to listen closely and respond thoughtfully amid deep time's unfolding symphony. 2. The primal panorama. The image of Three-Eye Atlas, drifting through the void like a lone voyager from the outermost edges of the solar system, conjures a vision both fragile and formidable, a celestial paradox carved from ice, dust, and faintly glowing blue light. It is as if this comet were a spectral thread woven into the fabric of deep time itself, an ephemeral visitor tracing an arc across the immense theater of cosmic history. To imagine Three-Eyed Atlas in its full grandeur is to see beyond mere astronomy and into the poetic cadence of existence. This icy wanderer is no simple rock hurtling through space. It is a messenger carrying the echoes of stellar forges long extinguished, bearing within its frozen heart a record of primordial processes that predate Earth's own genesis. Its surface shimmers with a delicate translucence, dusted with particles that have drifted across interstellar distances, untouched by sun or storm for eons. In the vastness of space, where time stretches endlessly like an ocean without shore, Three-Eye Atlas is a fleeting ripple, yet its presence invites contemplation on scales that dwarf human comprehension. It recalls the earliest moments when matter first coalesced into grains around distant stars, when clouds of gas and ice swirled in silent choreography before gravity wove them into worlds and comets alike. To gaze upon such an object is to peer into a time before continents formed, before life stirred in Earth's primordial seas, a glimpse into the universe's ancient whispers. The blue glow emanating from Three-Eye Atlas is not merely a visual spectacle, but a subtle signature of its composition and interaction with solar radiation. This ethereal luminescence suggests the presence of ionized gases, molecules stripped by solar winds that dance around the comet's nucleus like ghostly auroras. It is as if Three-Eye Atlas wears a crown of stardust and light, a fragile halo marking its passage through our neighborhood. Yet this fragile beauty belies an inherent danger. The journey of such a massive body through the inner reaches of the solar system could unsettle gravitational balances delicately, maintained for billions of years. The comet's mass, though dwarfed by planets, carries enough pull to nudge orbits slightly, ripples that cascade through celestial mechanics in ways subtle yet profound. The potential consequences ripple through Earth's environment. Tidal forces could stir tectonic plates, atmospheric tides might shift weather patterns, meteor showers could be intensified by debris shed along its path, but danger alone does not capture the full story. The arrival of 3I Atlas offers an unparalleled window into cosmic chemistry and history. Embedded within its icy matrix may lie compounds forged in stellar crucibles beyond our reach, complex organics that hint at the universality of life's building blocks. Its dust grains could contain isotopic signatures revealing processes from other galaxies, or star-forming regions far removed from our own sun's cradle. This possibility stirs profound questions about life's origins, not only on Earth, but throughout the cosmos. If such organic materials hitchhike across interstellar distances on cometary bodies like 3I Atlas, might they serve as seeds for life elsewhere? Could these wandering messengers carry whispers of biology yet unknown, bridging vast gulfs between stars? In contemplating this, humanity finds itself connected to an ancient cosmic narrative stretching beyond terrestrial confines. The very trajectory of 3I Atlas, from the frozen outskirts beyond Neptune into sunlight's embrace, mirrors a journey from obscurity to revelation. As it approaches perihelion, solar heat awakens sublimation, ices vaporize, releasing jets that sculpt its iconic tail, a luminous plume extending millions of kilometers behind it. This transient spectacle has inspired wonder since antiquity. Civilizations long gone must have watched similar apparitions blaze across their skies, interpreting them as portents or divine messages. Yet unlike comets born within our own system, 3I Atlas's interstellar origin places it in a category all its own, a rare emissary crossing boundaries between star systems. Its path suggests escape from another sun's gravitational grasp, wandering aimlessly until chance or destiny brings it close enough for human eyes to witness. In this lies a humbling reminder: Earth is not isolated, but part of an interconnected cosmic web where matter and energy flow freely across vast expanses. This interconnectedness challenges perceptions of permanence and separation. We often conceive our planet as a solitary oasis amid emptiness. However, objects like 3I Atlas demonstrate how celestial bodies interact dynamically over immense scales. Each encounter reshapes environments subtly or dramatically, adding layers to planetary histories written not only by internal forces but also by external visitors. In reflecting on this primal panorama, the icy comet traced against infinite darkness, one confronts questions about time itself. How do we measure epochs that stretch beyond memory? How does human existence fit into this immensity? The fleeting passage of 3I Atlas reminds us that our moment here is but a blink amid eons, yet within that blink lies consciousness capable of marveling at such wonders. It also beckons contemplation on lost civilizations or forgotten epochs buried beneath geological strata eras when Earth might have been differently shaped by similar cosmic encounters. Could ancient societies have witnessed other interstellar travelers? Might their myths encode faint echoes of these events? The possibility lingers tantalizingly at the edge of knowledge. As science advances, instruments capable of dissecting such visitors grow ever more sophisticated, spectrometers unraveling, chemical compositions, telescopes capturing nuanced emissions, probes envisaged to rendezvous with these nomads for direct study. Each discovery peels back layers from cosmic history and enriches understanding not just of physical phenomena, but also philosophical reflections on existence. In sum, the image of 3I Atlas as an interstellar wayfarer encapsulates themes central to humanity's quest: fragility amidst vastness, mystery amid familiarity, connection transcending distance, and transformation born from encounter. It stands as both symbol and substance, a living testament to nature's capacity for wonder and change. Thus begins another chapter in Earth's ongoing dialogue with the cosmos, a chapter penned not merely in scientific data, but in awe, stirred deep within the human spirit by glimpses of ancient travelers crossing silent skies. Through such moments, we glimpse not only outer space, but also inner space, the boundless realm where curiosity kindles meaning, against the backdrop of deep time's unfolding symphony. 3. Structure and nature of the celestial body. In the vast cosmic theater, comets have long played the role of enigmatic actors, fleeting, luminous, and deeply mysterious. Their appearances have inspired awe, fear, and wonder throughout human history, bridging the gap between scientific inquiry and mythic imagination. At their core, comets are intricate amalgams of ice, rock, and dust fragments of primordial matter that trace back to the earliest epochs of our solar system's formation. They are time capsules, frozen archives preserving chemical whispers from a time before Earth itself took shape. Fundamentally, a comet's nucleus is a compact core composed primarily of volatile ices, water ice, carbon dioxide, methane, and ammonia, intermingled with silicate minerals and organic compounds. This icy heart is often no larger than a few kilometers across, yet carries within it the story of cosmic evolution, writ small. When these wanderers venture close enough to a star like our Sun, solar radiation heats their surfaces, causing ices to sublimate directly into gas. This outgassing propels dust particles into space, creating the characteristic glowing coma, a tenuous atmosphere enveloping the nucleus, and an extended tail that can stretch millions of kilometers away from the Sun. The tail itself is a spectacle of light and shadow. Dust particles reflect sunlight, painting a golden veil that arcs gracefully through space. Ionized gases fluoresce under solar winds, producing ethereal blue hues that ripple like celestial ribbons. These tails are not mere decorations, but dynamic structures shaped by electromagnetic forces and solar radiation pressure. Silent testimonies to interactions that bridge the microscopic world of molecules with the vastness of interplanetary space. Yet within this well-studied framework, 3i Seculus distinguishes itself as an extraordinary anomaly, a celestial visitor whose very essence challenges conventional classifications. Unlike typical comets born within our solar system's familiar confines, the Kuiper Belt or Oort cloud, 3i Atlas, is interstellar in origin. Its trajectory carves a path not bound by our Sun's gravitational embrace, but instead hints at escape from a distant star system, crossing light years to arrive in our cosmic neighborhood. This difference alone elevates 3i Atlas from mere curiosity to profound significance. Its composition might reveal materials forged in environments utterly alien to our own, a chemical fingerprint etched by stellar nurseries or cataclysmic supernovae light years away. The proportions of its icy constituents could diverge sharply from those found in native comets. Exotic isotopes might whisper tales of galactic events beyond human reach. Moreover, preliminary observations have noted peculiarities in its physical behavior. Unlike most comets whose activity peaks predictably as they near perihelion, the closest approach to the Sun, 3i Tellus, exhibited an unusually rapid brightening followed by unexpected fading patterns. Such anomalies suggest that its nucleus might possess structural weaknesses or compositions unfamiliar to scientists, a fragile amalgam perhaps more porous or less cohesive than typical cometary bodies. Intriguingly, spectroscopic analyses hinted at unusual ratios of volatile compounds, less water ice relative to other ices like carbon monoxide or molecular nitrogen, pointing toward formation conditions distinct from those in our solar system's colder reservoirs. This raises tantalizing questions about the diversity of planetary systems and the universality of chemical pathways leading to comet formation. Another notable feature lies in its enormous dust production rate coupled with relatively low gas emission levels, a combination that challenges existing models explaining cometary activity. Could 3i Atlas be shedding layers shaped by processes unique to interstellar environments? Might cosmic rays or magnetic fields from its home star system have altered its surface chemistry over eons? The tail morphology also departs from norms. Instead of a smooth, continuous structure, it appears fragmented or kinked at certain points, a visual hint at complex interactions with solar wind fluctuations or, perhaps, intrinsic instability within the comet's jets themselves. Such features invite deeper inquiry into how interstellar objects respond to solar forces compared to their native counterparts. Beyond physical properties, 3i Atlas embodies philosophical resonance, a symbol of the universe's interconnectedness and unpredictability. Its journey across galactic distances underscores how matter is not confined but migrates through space-time corridors carved by gravity and chance. It serves as a messenger bridging disparate star systems, carrying fragments of cosmic history across vast expanses. In this context, 3i Atlas becomes more than an astronomical phenomenon. It becomes a mirror reflecting humanity's own odyssey, reminder that Earth's story is but one thread woven into the grand cosmic tapestry. The comet's arrival invites reflection on impermanence and resilience, how fragile worlds endure amidst chaos, how life persists despite relentless change, how knowledge expands through encounters with the unknown. Its anomalous nature challenges scientists to rethink assumptions about planetary system formation and chemical evolution. It opens doors to speculations about panspermia, the hypothesis that life's building blocks might traverse interstellar distances. Aboard such icy vessels, seeding habitable worlds in an ongoing cosmic exchange. As humanity watches 3i Atlas blaze across dawn skies with its shimmering tail unfurled like a celestial banner, there emerges a profound sense of humility and wonder. Here is an emissary from afar, not merely a frozen rock, but a storyteller bearing ancient secrets encoded in ice and dust, a traveler whose fleeting presence prompts questions about origins, destiny, and connection. In contemplating 3i Atlas's unique characteristics amid the familiar family of comets, one confronts deeper truths about existence itself, that even amid apparent randomness lies order, that diversity breeds complexity, that every visitor from beyond enriches the narrative inscribed upon Earth's long history. Thus continues Earth's dialogue with the cosmos, not through words, but through silent encounters with wanderers like 3i Atlas who traverse deep time and space. Each passage leaves subtle imprints on planetary memory while stirring human curiosity toward horizons yet unexplored. In these moments lie opportunities to learn anew about origins both near and far, to embrace mystery without fear, to recognize ourselves as partakers in an unfolding cosmic drama where every element matters. The structure and nature of 3i Atlas teach us that beneath seemingly cold surfaces reside stories waiting patiently for discovery, stories that connect stars to stones, galaxies to grains of dust, distant pasts to present awakenings. And so this comet drifts onward, a beacon illuminating pathways between worlds seen and unseen, inviting all who gaze upward to ponder not only what it carries, but also what it awakens within, wonder kindled by the boundless depths of space and time. 4. Orbit and journey. The voyage of 3i Atlas is a celestial odyssey that unfolds against the vast backdrop of the solar system. A curved trajectory etched like an ephemeral brushstroke across the infinite canvas of space. From distant reaches beyond the sun's comforting warmth, this interstellar traveler arcs inward, its path shaped by gravity's invisible hand and the immutable laws that govern cosmic motion. To witness such a journey is to glimpse time itself in motion, a slow dance choreographed over millennia, tracing a course that intertwines fate, chance, and the profound geometry of the heavens. From its point of origin, far beyond the familiar borders of the Oort cloud, 3i Atlas plunges sunward with increasing velocity, drawn by the gravitational well of our star, a force both relentless and nurturing. Its orbit is not a simple ellipse, but rather a hyperbolic curve, a signature of its status as a visitor from beyond our solar family. Unlike planets bound in eternal loops or comets born within local nurseries, 3i Atlas carves a path that will inevitably carry it back into interstellar space, a fleeting sojourn through the celestial neighborhood. This curved arc holds within it layers of scientific intrigue and existential reflection. The comet's perihelion, the closest point to the sun on its journey, is more than a mere coordinate. It is a crucible where cosmic forces converge. Here, solar radiation intensifies, warming the comet's icy heart and igniting jets that sculpt its luminous tail. But it is also here that gravitational interactions reach their peak, raising questions about how such encounters might ripple through planetary orbits or stir subtle perturbations in Earth's own trajectory. Calculations reveal that 3i Atlas approaches perihelion at a distance remarkably close, on the order of tens of millions of kilometers, a proximity that invites both fascination and caution. The margins are narrow. While collision with Earth remains statistically improbable, even slight deviations could have significant consequences. The comet's mass, though small compared to planets, exerts gravitational influence sufficient to induce perturbations in nearby objects, like pebbles nudged in a stream's current. Scientists employ precise mathematical models to chart these trajectories, equations balancing velocity vectors, gravitational parameters, and non-gravitational forces arising from outgassing. These computations are not static, but evolve with each new observation. Shifts in brightness hint at changes in mass loss. Alterations in tail morphology suggest interactions with solar wind. Fluctuations, spectral data refine estimates of composition and density. Together, they form a dynamic portrait of an object whose journey is as much about transformation as transit. Yet amid this rigor lies an invitation to wonder. The comet's curved path is a silent narrative inscribed across space-time, a testament to forces shaping worlds unseen and epochs unfolding beyond human reckoning. Its approach mirrors ancient cosmic rhythms, cycles where matter drifts between stars, weaving connections that transcend isolation and evoke unity within vast diversity. In contemplating this orbit, one confronts profound questions about temporality and scale. The comet's voyage spans thousands or millions of years before intersecting Earth's vicinity, a duration incomprehensible against human lifespans yet ephemeral on cosmic timelines. It reminds us how our brief existence is nested within layers of deep time, where events unfold slowly but resonate eternally. Moreover, the journey highlights fragility, the delicate balance sustaining planetary systems amid ceaseless change. Each gravitational tug or sublimation jet carries potential for disruption or renewal. Could Three Eyes Atlas's passage subtly alter Earth's environment? Might its dust trail seed atmospheric phenomena or deliver organic compounds? These questions underscore how even transient encounters weave threads into planetary narratives, as Three-Eye Atlas arcs sunward and then outward again into darkness beyond Neptune's realm. It embodies both arrival and departure, a messenger crossing thresholds between isolation and connection. Its path challenges assumptions about permanence and stasis, instead revealing a cosmos alive with motion and exchange. 5. Signal. Beyond physical trajectory lies another dimension, one less tangible yet equally profound. The signal carried by Three-Eye Atlas as it journeys through space. This signal is not merely electromagnetic emissions or spectroscopic fingerprints, it is an echo from distant realms encoded in matter itself, a message written in isotopes, molecular structures, and energetic interactions forged long before Earth existed. Astronomers attuned to these whispers detect subtle variations in light frequencies emitted or absorbed by the comet's coma, the thin envelope of gas enveloping its nucleus and tail particles scattering sunlight with faint glimmers. These spectral signatures act as cosmic barcodes revealing elemental compositions and chemical pathways shaped by stellar processes far from our solar cradle. Intriguingly, some signals defy expectations grounded solely in local chemistry. Unusual ratios of isotopes, variations in atoms differing by neutron count, suggest origins beyond familiar stellar environments. Molecules rarely seen within native comets appear transiently amidst Three-Eye Atlas's outgassing jets. Complex organics hint at prebiotic chemistry nurtured under alien conditions. These signals form a dialogue bridging vast distances, from molecular clouds birthing stars light years away to earthbound detectors capturing faint photons after their arduous journey through space-time. In this interplay resides an invitation to rethink notions of cosmic isolation, suggesting instead an interconnected web where material exchanges blur boundaries between systems. The comet's signal also includes non-visible realms, radio waves emitted by charged particles interacting with solar magnetic fields, ultraviolet emissions tracing ionized gases dancing in sunlight, even potential neutrino bursts generated by high energy collisions within its nucleus. Each frequency band adds depth to understanding Three-Eye Atlas's nature while expanding horizons on how interstellar objects communicate presence. Moreover, these signals provoke philosophical contemplation on information itself, how matter encodes history across eons, how atoms bear memory through isotopic anomalies, how light conveys stories without words across emptiness. In detecting such signals, humanity becomes participant in an ancient conversation spanning galactic epochs. The pursuit of these messages drives technological innovation, from sensitive spectrometers aboard orbiting observatories to ground-based radio arrays scanning skies for faint echoes reflecting humanity's relentless curiosity and capacity for wonder. Each data point enriches not only scientific knowledge, but also collective imagination about origins and destiny. Ultimately, Three-Eye Atlas's signal transcends mere physical data. It embodies connection, a bridge between disparate worlds woven together by shared matter, traversing cosmic currents. It challenges humanity to listen deeply amid silence, to discern meaning amid complexity, and to recognize that even fleeting visitors carry legacies far greater than their transient presence suggests. Thus concludes this segment of Three-Eye Atlas's story. A journey traced through curved orbits shaped by universal forces, a path illuminated by signals bearing ancient secrets, and, encounter-inviting reflection on our place within an ever-changing cosmos where every traveler leaves echoes imprinted upon deep time. In pondering this celestial visitor racing sunward, then outward again into darkness unknown, One senses simultaneously insignificance and significance, the paradox at the heart of existence itself. Small moments woven into infinite tapestries, brief encounters sparking eternal questions, transient bodies carrying timeless messages. And so we watch, eyes lifted toward skies where mysteries unfold, and listen for whispers borne on cosmic winds. Reminders that, though isolated we may seem amid vastness profound, we are forever entwined within the universe's grand design, participants in its silent symphony echoing through space and time. 5. Warning and humanity's unease. Throughout the vast expanse of Earth's deep history, moments of celestial intrusion have left indelible marks upon the planet's narrative, cataclysmic episodes etched not only in stone, but in the very fabric of life itself. The passage of 3i Atlas, an interstellar visitor, thus awakens a primordial unease nestled deep within the collective memory of humanity, a memory written long before humans ever gazed skyward with wonder or fear. The Earth's geological record bears testament to countless encounters with cosmic wanderers, meteoroids, asteroids, and comets that have shaped its destiny in profound ways. Among these, few loom larger in our understanding and imagination than the Chicxulub impactor, a titanic asteroid that struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula some 66 million years ago. This singular event wrought devastation on a global scale, triggering fires, tsunamis, and a prolonged impact winter that extinguished approximately 75% of Earth's species, including the non-avian dinosaurs. It was a cataclysm that reset the evolutionary stage, opening paths for mammals and ultimately humanity itself to rise. Each time a new celestial body approaches Earth's neighborhood, be it a comet blazing across the night sky or an asteroid, catalogued as potentially hazardous, the echoes of such ancient destruction reverberate through human consciousness. These events awaken a deep-seated tension between fascination and dread, wonder at the cosmic forces at play, shadowed by anxiety about their potential to unravel the delicate balance sustaining life. The arrival of 3i Atlas is no exception. Its sheer size and interstellar origin elevate it beyond routine space rocks tracked by astronomers. It embodies the unpredictable and uncontrollable, a reminder that Earth's seeming stability is but a fragile veneer atop tumultuous cosmic currents. The possibility that this visitor could alter Earth's orbit slightly or shower debris across the atmosphere stirs questions about vulnerability on scales both planetary and existential. Humanity's response to such threats has evolved alongside scientific advancement. Early civilizations interpreted comets and meteors as omens, portents of divine wrath, or heralds of change. Ancient texts recount fiery tales as harbingers of famine, war, or plague, rituals sought to appease unseen cosmic forces. Today, armed with telescopes and orbital sensors, humanity watches these celestial wanderers with measured vigilance, calculating trajectories, modeling impacts, and devising mitigation strategies. Yet, beneath this technological confidence lies an undercurrent of uncertainty. The vastness of space and complexity of gravitational interactions mean that precise predictions remain challenging. Small perturbations can cascade into significant deviations over time. Moreover, objects like 3i Atlas challenge assumptions embedded in existing models. Its interstellar provenance introduces variables unfamiliar to solar system dynamics. This uncertainty rekindles age-old fears. What if we miscalculate? What if a seemingly distant visitor veers off course? The shadow cast by extinction-level events looms large in collective imagination, not merely as scientific possibility, but as a visceral symbol of fragility in the face of cosmic indifference. Yet this fear is not merely paralyzing, it also galvanizes action and reflection. The knowledge that Earth has survived multiple such encounters fosters resilience, a testament to life's tenacity amid upheaval. The geological record reveals cycles of destruction followed by renewal, ecosystems reborn from ashes, continents reshaped by impact, induced tectonics, atmospheric compositions altered yet eventually stabilizing. The cyclical nature of these cosmic interactions invites contemplation on temporality itself. Earth's history unfolds as a rhythm punctuated by episodes of chaos and calm, a dance choreographed by celestial mechanics beyond human control yet intimately tied to our existence. Each comet or asteroid passing close rekindles this ancient rhythm, reminding us that our place in the universe is dynamic rather than fixed. Moreover, the legacy of past impacts extends beyond physical scars. It permeates cultural consciousness and philosophical inquiry. Humanity grapples with questions about fate and chance. Are these events random catastrophes or part of a cosmic order? Do they signal warnings or opportunities for transformation? How should societies balance preparedness with acceptance? In confronting these dilemmas, humanity also confronts its own temporality, the awareness that civilizations rise and fall within geologic moments, that Earth itself is but one chapter in an ongoing cosmic saga. The approach of Three Eyelass thus becomes more than an astronomical event. It becomes a mirror reflecting our vulnerability and resilience simultaneously. The specter of past impacts underscores the interconnectedness between celestial phenomena and terrestrial life. Comets and asteroids are not merely distant objects, but active participants in Earth's narrative agents capable of destruction, yet also bearers of chemical ingredients essential for life's emergence. Organic compounds delivered by such bodies may have seeded primordial oceans with building blocks for biology. Conversely, their collisions remind us that survival hinges on adaptability amid flux. This duality informs contemporary discourse on planetary defense scientific endeavors aimed at detecting potentially hazardous objects early enough to mount effective responses. International collaborations seek to develop technologies ranging from kinetic impactors to gravitational tractors designed to alter trajectories subtly yet decisively. Yet despite advances, challenges persist. Detection gaps remain, political will fluctuates, ethical considerations emerge regarding intervention in natural processes. Beyond pragmatic concerns lies a more profound existential dimension. How does humanity reconcile its aspiration for control with recognition of inherent limits? The unpredictability embodied by Three Eyelass challenges anthropocentric narratives privileging mastery over nature. Instead, it invites humility, a recognition that Earth is embedded within a cosmos governed by forces indifferent to human desires. Such humility does not entail resignation, but openness to wonder, learning, and collaboration across disciplines and cultures. It fosters awareness that safeguarding planetary habitability transcends technical fixes. It demands stewardship rooted in respect for interconnected systems spanning atmosphere, biosphere, lithosphere, and indeed extending beyond Earth itself into cosmic environs. As Three Eyelass draws nearer, media headlines pulse with speculation ranging from awe-inspired celebration to apocalyptic foreboding. Social responses oscillate between excitement over scientific discovery and anxiety about existential risk. This emotional spectrum reflects humanity's complex relationship with the unknown, oscillating between curiosity and caution. Yet within this maelstrom lies opportunity to deepen public understanding about deep timescales, to cultivate dialogue bridging science and philosophy, to inspire collective action grounded not solely in fear but in hope, informed by knowledge. The Comet's approach revives reflections on ancient civilizations whose own histories may have been shaped or erased by similar cosmic intrusions. Geological layers hint at mass extinctions coinciding with impact events long predating human records. Fossilized evidence suggests abrupt environmental shifts triggered by extraterrestrial collisions altered evolutionary trajectories profoundly. Could echoes of these lost epochs linger faintly within human mythologies? Stories recounting fiery skies or floods might encode ancestral memories, distorted yet persistent across generations. A symbolic archive bridging science and storytelling. In this light, Three Eye Atlas emerges as both warning and muse, a catalyst prompting humanity to gaze beyond immediate horizons toward deeper temporal perspectives. It compels reconsideration of what survival means not only individually but collectively across species and ecosystems interwoven within planetary systems subject to cosmic forces. Ultimately, the arrival or mere passage of such an interstellar traveler poses questions transcending physics, about identity amidst impermanence, about meaning amid randomness, about connection across scales spanning atoms to galaxies. The narrative woven around these celestial visitors underscores paradoxes at existence's core, vulnerability entwined with strength, chaos interlaced with order, endings entwined with beginnings. In embracing these complexities without succumbing to despair or denial lies a path forward, one illuminated by curiosity tempered with caution, wonder balanced by responsibility. Thus humanity stands at another crossroads in its ongoing dialogue with the cosmos, aware that while stars blaze in different fires, above, their flickering light carries stories capable of awakening both fear and hope within mortal hearts. And so Earth listens, not only through instruments tuned to spectral lines, but through senses attuned to mystery itself as ancient. Memories stir beneath modern skies, once more reminding us we are travelers upon a fragile world, circling an ordinary star amid countless others, and every approach from beyond carries within it whispers from deep time, urging vigilance tempered by awe, a call both humbling and inspiring, echoing across eons, that life endures amidst upheaval, that meaning arises through encounter, that even in vast darkness, the flicker of consciousness persists, illuminated briefly beneath cosmic shadows, waiting patiently for dawn. 6. The aesthetic rhythm and emotional cadence of a celestial spectacle, in the deep silence of night, when Earth's bustling life retreats into slumber, the heavens stage their timeless performance. It is here, beneath the vast celestial dome, that three-eyed lass reveals itself not merely as an astronomical visitor, but as a luminous thread weaving together beauty and dread in a single shimmering stroke. The comet's passage across the nocturnal canvas unfurls like a painter's brush dipped in ethereal light, a radiant streak of blue-green brilliance that captivates the eye and stirs the soul. This glowing trail, delicate yet commanding, traces a path through darkness with an almost hypnotic grace. Its color is neither the harsh glare of artificial illumination nor the muted gleam of distant stars, but something otherworldly, a soft, spectral glow reminiscent of ocean depths illuminated by bioluminescent creatures or the faint pulse of auroras dancing above polar horizons. The comet's tail fans out like a celestial veil, catching and refracting sunlight filtered through sparse molecules, producing hues that shift subtly from icy cyan to emerald tinges, an ever-changing palette painted by cosmic winds. Such visual poetry is not incidental but intrinsic to the nature of Three-Eye Atlas. The ionized gases enveloping its nucleus interact with solar radiation and magnetic fields in a delicate ballet, creating luminous ribbons that ripple and shimmer as if alive. These ephemeral structures evoke metaphors as ancient as human imagination itself. Ghostly serpents weaving through night skies, celestial rivers flowing silently over infinite plains, or divine brushstrokes marking time's passage across the firmament. Yet within this spectacle lies a profound duality, a tension between awe and apprehension that has echoed through human history. Whenever such phenomena have graced our skies, the beauty that arrests attention also belies forces far beyond human control or comprehension. For every flicker of light there is an undercurrent of power, for every graceful arc a potential harbinger of upheaval. The very presence of Three-Eye Atlas awakens primal emotions rooted in humanity's long-standing relationship with the cosmos. Relationship marked by reverence, fear, curiosity, and existential questioning. To witness this celestial visitor is to confront paradoxes. How can something so radiant also be so potentially destructive? How can a fleeting streak across the heavens carry within it echoes of ancient stellar furnaces and yet threaten to unsettle planetary balance? This emotional cadence mirrors the rhythm of Earth's own deep time, a pulse measured not in seconds or years, but in epochs spanning millions and billions of cycles. The comet's transient glow contrasts sharply with geological timescales where mountains rise and fall, oceans expand and recede, continents drift slowly beneath tectonic forces. It is a reminder that human lifespans are mere flickers against cosmic durations, yet within these brief moments lies capacity for wonder profound enough to bridge vast gulfs between mind and universe. Moreover, Three-Eye Atlas's aesthetic rhythm resonates with patterns found throughout nature, fractals echoing in leaf veins and river networks, oscillations mirrored in ocean tides and circadian cycles, harmonies reflected in musical scales and language intonations. This unity between cosmic phenomena and earthly experience invites reflection on interconnectedness, how patterns repeat across scales from microscopic to galactic, how beauty arises from interplay between order and chaos. The comet's glowing tail can thus be seen as a metaphor for existence itself, fragile yet resilient, transient yet meaningful, chaotic yet patterned. It dances across night skies briefly, but leaves impressions lingering long after its passage, impressions inscribed not on stone, but within collective consciousness. In this way, Three-Eye Atlas becomes both muse and mirror, a catalyst for introspection about life's precariousness amid grandeur. Yet alongside admiration arises instinctive unease. Deep within human psyche resides an inherited wariness towards sudden celestial intrusions, instincts honed over millennia when comets portended famine or disaster, when fiery trails presaged upheaval beyond mortal control. Even today, scientific understanding cannot fully dispel shadows cast by uncertainty about such encounters' consequences. This emotional ambivalence, the simultaneous embrace of beauty and fear, is perhaps the most authentic response to phenomena like Three-Eye Atlas. It acknowledges that while science decodes chemical signatures and orbital mechanics, it cannot fully capture the intangible qualities evoked by witnessing something both magnificent and alien crossing our skies. In this interplay between aesthetic appreciation and existential anxiety lies fertile ground for philosophical exploration. The comet becomes symbol not only of cosmic forces indifferent to human concerns, but also of humanity's unique capacity to find meaning amid uncertainty, to perceive patterns where none may objectively exist, to craft narratives linking stars with stories, to feel both insignificant specks and conscious participants in unfolding universal drama. Such reflections invite humility, a recognition that Earth is but one node within vast cosmic web, that our perceptions are shaped by evolutionary heritage tuned to survival rather than omniscience. That mystery remains essential ingredient to sustaining, curiosity-driving scientific inquiry. At the same time, this humility need not lead to despair, but can inspire resilience rooted in awareness. To behold Three-Eye Atlas's gleaming arc is to glimpse continuity, connecting past epochs with future possibilities, to sense threads, linking primordial dust clouds with present-day observers gazing upward with wonder. The comet's luminous passage thus becomes an event layered with aesthetic rhythm and emotional cadence, a moment where light meets shadow, where knowledge meets mystery, where Earth's transient moment intersects with cosmic vastness. It reminds us that beauty often arises at boundaries between known and unknown, between permanence and change, between fear and fascination. And in embracing these tensions without retreating into denial or fatalism lies potential for deeper engagement with both cosmos, outside and inner space within. In conclusion, Three-Eye Atlas streaks across our night sky not just as physical phenomenon, but as poetic expression writ large upon universal canvas. A shimmering hymn composed by particles forged in distant stars, sung through ionized gases fluttering against solar winds. Its radiant trail beckons eyes upward while stirring hearts downward, inviting all who witness it to ponder their place amid infinite time, to cherish fragile moments illuminated briefly beneath darkened skies, to find courage, embracing wonder tempered by respect for forces far beyond ourselves. Thus does this comet join ancient chorus echoing through deep time, a testament that even fleeting visitors from afar carry within them power not only to shape worlds, but also to awaken consciousness, to kindle flame of awe burning bright against cosmic night. And so Earth listens once more, not merely through instruments tuned to spectral lines, but through senses attuned to beauty, entwined with enigma, waiting patiently beneath star-strewn vault for next luminous thread-weaving story across silent heavens. 7. The hypothetical theater of collision. What might unfold if Three-Eye Atlas, that colossal wanderer from the depths of interstellar space, were to descend upon Earth? To entertain this scenario is to step into a theater of cosmic possibility, where forces vast beyond human scale converge in a moment of cataclysmic intensity. It is a thought experiment that unspools not only geological and atmospheric consequences, but also reverberates through the fragile web of life, climate, and planetary stability. Imagine the comet's immense mass, though modest by planetary standards, plunging through Earth's atmosphere with relentless velocity, its icy core fragmenting under fiery stress, but delivering a payload sufficient to unleash devastation on an unprecedented scale. The impact site, depending on location and angle, would become a crucible of geological upheaval, triggering cascading effects whose echoes would ripple across continents and oceans alike. One immediate consequence would be the generation of towering tsunamis. The sudden displacement of vast volumes of ocean water by the comet's entry or impact would send waves radiating outward with unstoppable force. Coastal regions thousands of kilometers distant could be inundated within hours, their landscapes reshaped beneath surging walls of water. These tsunamis would not merely be localized disasters, but planetary-scale events capable of erasing entire ecosystems along shorelines and beyond. Simultaneously, the energy released at impact could awaken sleeping giants, volcanoes long dormant beneath Earth's crust. Seismic waves radiating from the collision would travel through tectonic plates, fracturing faults and destabilizing magma chambers. The result, eruptions spewing ash and gas high into the stratosphere, veiling the sun in a pall of darkness. This volcanic activity would compound environmental stress, intensifying atmospheric opacity and accelerating climatic shifts. The air itself would transform to a murky veil. Billions of tons of dust and aerosols lofted skyward would scatter sunlight, plunging Earth into an extended twilight, a nuclear winter writ large by natural forces. Photosynthesis would falter as sunlight dimmed. Temperatures worldwide could plummet sharply in the months following impact, disrupting weather patterns and threatening food chains from plankton to apex predators. Yet beyond immediate darkness lies a longer-term legacy, climate change born not from human hands but celestial violence. Atmospheric chemistry altered by sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide emissions might trigger greenhouse effects once the dust settles, ushering in warming trends that persist for decades or centuries. These oscillations between cooling and warming underscore Earth's vulnerability to external perturbations, its delicate equilibrium suspended amid cosmic uncertainty. In this hypothetical collision theater, extinction looms as a tragic possibility. Species unprepared for rapid environmental upheaval could vanish within years. Ecosystems might unravel as habitats shift or disappear, evolutionary trajectories rewritten abruptly. The memory of past mass extinctions etched in fossil layers serves as grim precedent for such scenarios, reminding us how life's resilience is tested by forces indifferent to individual survival. But even amid destruction lies potential for renewal. Geological upheavals can create new niches, volcanic soils, and rich landscapes. Survivors adapt and diversify over millennia. Life's persistence is woven into cycles of catastrophe and recovery, a testament to enduring tenacity amidst cosmic caprice. Moreover, the impact's energy release would inject enormous quantities of material into orbit and beyond. Dust clouds that could seed meteor showers or contribute to ring-like structures temporarily encircling Earth. Such phenomena would transform night skies for generations following the event, a celestial reminder etched in light born from calamity. In envisioning these scenarios, one confronts profound questions about contingency and fate. How close has Earth come to such encounters? Could 3I Atlas's trajectory alter subtly enough to avoid collision, or conversely steer toward disaster? What mechanisms govern these paths where chance intersects with gravity's inexorable pull? The theater of collision thus becomes a stage where science meets philosophy, where empirical models grapple with unknown variables, where human imagination wrestles with humility before cosmic scales beyond control. 8. The aftermath. Should 3I Atlas collide with Earth, or even graze its atmosphere closely, the aftermath would unfold across temporal layers, immediate shockwaves cascading into years-long climatic upheavals, ecological transformations spanning millennia, and cultural reckonings echoing through human consciousness. In the days following impact, landscapes near the collision zone would be unrecognizable, a mosaic of scorched earth, shattered rock formations, and molten lakes formed by intense heat. Fires ignited by thermal radiation might engulf forests. Ash clouds blotting skies with dim sunlight globally. Acid rain, resulting from atmospheric chemical reactions, could poison waterways far afield. Oceanic ecosystems would suffer acutely. Marine life displaced or destroyed by tsunamis, food webs disrupted by sediment influxes. Blocking sunlight, coral reefs bleached or buried beneath debris. The delicate balance sustaining biodiversity teeters precariously in these moments. Atmospheric changes compound biological stressors. Temperature swings, initial cooling followed by possible warming challenge species' adaptive capacities. Crop failures threaten human food security. Disease vectors might shift ranges unpredictably. Migration patterns alter as habitats degrade or vanish, yet resilience emerges as a counterpoint to catastrophe. Microbial life thrives in volcanic soils enriched by mineral deposits. Opportunistic species exploit new niches carved by disturbance. Evolutionary pressures accelerate diversification among survivors. Over geological epochs, Earth reclaims equilibrium, albeit transformed irrevocably by trauma endured. Human societies, too, face existential challenges, not only physical but psychological and cultural. Historical records suggest that past civilizations confronted environmental shocks with varying responses, some collapsing under strain, others adapting through innovation or migration. Modern humanity's technological prowess offers tools for mitigation, yet cannot fully insulate against such planetary-scale events. Collective memory preserves lessons encoded in myths and art stories of fiery skies and floodwaters that may echo ancestral encounters with celestial disasters now buried beneath sedimentary layers. These narratives serve as cultural anchors amid uncertainty, reminding communities of both vulnerability and hope. In this sense, 3i Seklas's hypothetical impact becomes more than geological history. It becomes a catalyst for reflection on humanity's place within Earth's deep time narrative. It challenges assumptions about permanence and control, invites humility before forces vast beyond comprehension calls forth stewardship grounded in respect for interconnectedness between life and cosmos. Furthermore, scientific inquiry following such an event would propel advances in planetary defense strategies, refining detection systems, modeling impact dynamics more precisely, developing technologies aimed at diverting future threats before catastrophe ensues. In contemplating aftermath stretching across temporal horizons from immediate destruction to eventual renewal, we glimpse Earth's cyclical nature, a planet shaped continually by internal dynamism entwined with cosmic influences beyond its boundaries. This perspective fosters a nuanced understanding, not one solely defined by fear, but enriched by awe at life's capacity to endure. Transformation wrought by stars themselves. Ultimately, whether 3i C Atlas passes harmlessly or strikes with devastating force remains unknown, a question suspended amid uncertainties inherent in cosmic choreography. Yet even as we ponder this uncertainty, we find meaning in engagement, the act of watching skies attentively, decoding signals, whispered across space-time, weaving narratives, bridging science with existential inquiry. For in these acts lies affirmation that despite fragility revealed through hypothetical catastrophes, life persists resiliently amid flux, that knowledge grows through confrontation with mystery, that hope endures alongside apprehension beneath ever-shifting celestial vaults. Thus concludes this chapter on possible collision scenarios, an exploration balancing dread with wonder, destruction with renewal, chaos entwined with order, all unfolding within Earth's enduring story written across deep time's vast canvas. 8. Ecological reverberations, the biology and climate of cataclysm. When a celestial titan such as 3i Atlas ventures close to Earth, its influence transcends the immediate spectacle of blazing skies and gravitational perturbations. The silent interplay between cosmic forces and terrestrial life unfolds in the fragile web of ecosystems, complex tapestries woven over millions of years, now vulnerable to upheaval wrought by an interstellar visitor. To understand this dynamic is to peer into the intimate dialogue between geology, biology, and atmosphere, a conversation punctuated by extinction, transformation, and rebirth. The arrival or near passage of 3i Atlas would set in motion a cascade of environmental shifts, subtle at first yet profound over time. The comet's gravitational tug might nudge Earth's orbit imperceptibly, altering seasonal cycles or axial tilt by minute fractions. Such changes ripple through climatic systems, modulating patterns of temperature, precipitation, and wind across continents and oceans. Even slight deviations can disrupt the finely tuned balances, sustaining habitats from equatorial rainforests to polar ice caps. Beyond orbital mechanics, the comet's interaction with Earth's atmosphere carries its own suite of consequences. As dust and particulate matter from 3i Atlas's tail enter the upper atmosphere, they act as nuclei for cloud formation, potentially increasing albedo, the reflectivity of Earth's surface, and thus cooling global temperatures temporarily. These aerosols scatter sunlight, dimming the brightness, reaching terrestrial ecosystems below. Photosynthetic organisms, plants, algae, and cyanobacteria experience reduced energy input, threatening primary productivity that forms the foundation of food webs. Marine ecosystems prove especially sensitive. Phytoplankton populations and sunlit surface waters rely on steady light to drive carbon fixation diminished irradiance can cause. Population crashes with cascading effects on zooplankton, fish stocks, and apex predators like whales and seabirds. Ocean chemistry may shift as cometary materials dissolve in seawater, introducing novel minerals or trace elements that alter nutrient availability in ways both beneficial and deleterious. On land, climatic perturbations disrupt phenological rhythms, the timing of flowering, migration, breeding that species have synchronized over evolutionary timescales. Mismatches between pollinators and plants or predators and prey erode ecosystem stability. Habitats themselves transform as temperature gradients shift vegetation zones poleward or upward in elevation. Species unable to adapt or relocate face extinction. Biodiversity contracts under pressure. Yet within these losses lies paradoxical potential, ecological reset points that open niches for new life forms to emerge. History offers precedent in mass extinction events linked to extraterrestrial impacts, each followed by bursts of evolutionary innovation that shaped Earth's biological heritage anew. The Permian-Triassic boundary saw 90% species loss but eventually gave rise to dinosaurs. The Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction cleared the way for mammals' ascendancy. Could three-eye Atlas's approach act as such a reset, a cosmic punctuation mark, cleaving chapters in Earth's living narrative? It is conceivable that by disrupting existing ecosystems, it might catalyze adaptive radiations, rapid diversification events where survivors exploit emptied ecological spaces. Microbial communities, often resilient and quick to respond, may pioneer altered environments, symbiotic relationships evolve, novel biochemical pathways emerge. The comet's delivery of extraterrestrial organic compounds compounds this possibility. Complex molecules embedded within Three-Eye Atlas's icy matrix could seed Earth's biosphere with genetic precursors or metabolic catalysts previously absent. This panspermic contribution might not only supplement terrestrial biochemistry but also inspire new avenues for life's evolution, an interstellar infusion enriching life's potential complexity. Moreover, climatic fluctuations induced by cometary passage engage Earth's feedback systems in intricate ways. Melting polar ice reduces planetary albedo, yet contributes freshwater influx into oceans, affecting thermohaline circulation, the great conveyor belt regulating global climate patterns. Volcanic activity, potentially triggered by seismic stress from gravitational disturbances, further injects aerosols and greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, layering effects that oscillate between cooling and warming phases over decades or centuries. These intertwined processes underscore Earth's status not as a static refuge, but as a dynamic participant within cosmic cycles, a planet whose biosphere responds adaptively yet vulnerably to external stimuli beyond human control. The narrative of life on Earth is thus inseparable from astronomical phenomena. Each celestial encounter inscribes new verses into the epic poem of deep time. In reflecting upon this ecological interplay emerges a philosophical meditation on loss and limits. Extinction is an irrevocable silence, a closing door on unique expressions of life shaped by millennia, but it is also part of nature's grand economy where endings fertilize beginnings. The boundaries of resilience are tested repeatedly. Survival hinges on flexibility as much as strength. Humanity stands at a crossroads within this continuum, bearing witness to both fragility and fortitude embedded in planetary history. Our technological prowess grants unprecedented capacity to monitor environmental shifts precipitated by cosmic events like Three-Eye Atlas, yet it also confronts us with ethical questions about intervention versus acceptance. Can we steward biospheric integrity amid inevitable change? Should we seek to preserve existing species assemblages against natural cycles or embrace transformation as essential to life's trajectory? These dilemmas invite humility before the vastness of time and complexity inherent in living systems interacting with celestial phenomena. The concept of reset evokes tension between destruction and creation, a paradox embodied vividly in geological records where mass die-offs are preludes to flourishing diversity. It challenges anthropocentric views, privileging permanence, instead positing impermanence as fundamental condition underpinning existence. In this light, Three-Eye Atlas becomes more than a physical intruder. It assumes symbolic stature as agent of renewal cloaked in disruption, a reminder that life persists not despite upheaval but often because of it. Its passage may redraw ecological maps while opening portals for novel forms yet unimagined. Thus unfolds an invitation to embrace loss without despair, to recognize limits without resignation, to find meaning amid flux rather than fixity. 9. Philosophical reflections on loss and acceptance. At the heart of contemplating Three-Eye Atlas's impact upon Earth lies a profound philosophical inquiry into the nature of loss itself, not merely biological or environmental loss, but existential loss woven into the fabric of being. Loss confronts humanity with its own finitude, the recognition that permanence is illusionary against deep time's relentless march, that all structures, ecological, cultural, personal, are transient flickers subject to erosion by forces beyond control. This awareness can evoke grief, a mourning for what was once vibrant yet now fading or vanished entirely. It calls forth questions about value, what merits preservation, what constitutes progress. How do we measure meaning when foundations shift beneath our feet? Yet loss also reveals boundaries delimiting human agency, the limits within which choices unfold amidst unpredictability. Acceptance does not imply passivity, but acknowledges conditions framing action with clarity tempered by humility. In embracing limits lies liberation from illusions of mastery, from denial of impermanence, from fear paralyzing engagement with reality as it is rather than as wished. The approach or collision with Three-Eye Atlas crystallizes these tensions vividly. Confronting potential extinction challenges narratives centered on control while inviting openness toward mystery embedded in cosmos's unfolding story. It underscores interconnectedness across scales, from atoms displaced by impact to planetary climates, reshaped over centuries, from individual lives touched by environmental change to collective destinies intertwined with celestial rhythms. Moreover, loss catalyzes reflection on identity. Not solely human identity, but relational identity, encompassing species coexisting within biosphere, nested inside planetary system, orbiting star, among billions in galaxy, among trillions beyond comprehension. Recognizing our embeddedness dissolves dichotomies separating self from other, nature from culture, permanence from change. Within this dissolution arises possibility, reimagining belonging not as possession but participation, stewardship not as domination but care, knowledge not as certainty but ongoing inquiry attuned to complexity. Philosophically, then, Three-Eye Atlas serves as mirror reflecting human condition poised between vulnerability and resilience, ignorance and insight, despair and hope. Its passage through Earth's neighborhood compels reckoning with mortality alongside celebration of continuity, the paradox that endings seed beginnings, destruction births creation. This dialectic resonates deeply with ancient wisdom, traditions emphasizing cyclical nature of existence, wherein death feeds life. Winter yields spring, darkness precedes dawn. In modern scientific context, such insights enrich understanding beyond empirical data, infusing interpretation with ethical dimension, acknowledging responsibilities toward future generations, sharing planet shaped by cosmic history extending far beyond immediate horizon. Ultimately, grappling with loss induced or symbolized by Three-Eye Atlas awakens profound compassion for all forms, touched by upheaval, for transient beauty glimpsed briefly before fading, for fragile consciousness seeking meaning amid vast unknown. It invites cultivating equanimity, balancing grief with gratitude, sorrow with joy, fear with courage. This equilibrium enables navigating uncertainty not as burden, but as condition, opening space for creative response informed by wisdom born through encounter with limits. Through this lens emerges vision where humanity does not conquer cosmos but dances within it, partners harmonizing steps, choreographed by forces ancient yet ever new. The story told here is not one concluding with catastrophe alone, but one embracing transformation, acknowledging endings while affirming continuity woven through cycles, eternal yet uniquely manifested at every moment beneath stars tracing silent arcs overhead. In closing this chapter on biology, climate, loss, and philosophy, entwined around Three-Eye Atlas's presence near Earth, one perceives a tapestry rich with nuance, a narrative where extinction shadows genesis, where chaos frames order, where absence highlights presence, where fleeting moments illuminate infinite depths, where human hearts beat softly beneath cosmic vastness, and where acceptance opens doorways toward futures unknown yet intimately connected through threads spun across deep time's boundless loom. 10. Connecting the present, technology, and the price of control. In the grand theater of the cosmos, where celestial bodies trace silent arcs across eons, humanity's gaze is both awed and humbled. The arrival, or even the mere approach of a titan like Three-Eye Atlas thrusts into sharp relief a fundamental tension that has shadowed human progress since the dawn of consciousness, the desire to control destiny versus the acceptance of cosmic indifference. Herein lies a question as ancient as time itself. Are we masters of our fate, or merely witnesses to an unfolding narrative scripted by forces beyond our grasp? The modern era, with its technological marvels and scientific revolutions, has fostered an unprecedented confidence in humanity's capacity to shape environment and future alike. Satellites orbit Earth with vigilant eyes, telescopes peer deep into interstellar space, computational models simulate planetary dynamics with astonishing precision. Yet these achievements are cast against the backdrop of vulnerability, a fragile blue planet, suspended in a vast cosmic ocean where celestial wanderers like 3i Seat Lays remind us of our provisional place. Technology, in this context, is both beacon and burden. It offers tools to observe, predict, and potentially intervene, an arsenal crafted from atoms and ideas that elevate human agency. Space agencies worldwide mobilize networks of sensors designed to detect near-Earth objects with growing sensitivity. Algorithms crunch data streams, flagging trajectories that could intersect with Earth's orbit years or decades hence. Missions have been proposed, and in some cases executed, to test methods of asteroid deflection, kinetic impactors nudging trajectories, gravity tractors applying subtle pulls, even speculative concepts involving focused energy beams or mass drivers. Yet each technological stride underscores an immutable truth. The cosmos operates on scales and complexities that challenge complete mastery. The chaotic interplay of gravitational forces, solar radiation pressure, and stochastic outgassing from cometary nuclei inject uncertainties that confound precise long-term predictions. The slightest miscalculation can cascade into vastly different outcomes, a butterfly effect writ large across millions of kilometers. Moreover, technology is not immune to human limitations. Political will fluctuates, funding ebbs and flows, international cooperation encounters hurdles born of competing interests and priorities. The deployment of planetary defense measures demands foresight extending beyond electoral cycles or immediate crises, a temporal vision often at odds with present-day concerns. Within this framework emerges a poignant paradox. Technology empowers yet exposes fragility. It promises control yet reveals dependence on systems vulnerable to failure or oversight. The specter of 3i Lass magnifies this duality. It is an interstellar visitor whose trajectory cannot be altered by human hands. Alone, whose mass dwarfs any conceivable deflection attempt currently within reach, whose composition and behavior remain partly inscrutable despite advanced instrumentation. This realization invites a philosophical reckoning alongside technical deliberation. It calls for humility, a recognition that while innovation can mitigate risk, it cannot erase the elemental uncertainty woven into cosmic dynamics. To embrace this humility is not to relinquish hope, but to temper ambition with realism, to balance proactive stewardship with acceptance of limits inherent in existence. The cost of technological vigilance is also social and psychological. Public discourse oscillates between fascination with potential discovery and anxiety over existential threats. Media narratives shape perceptions, sometimes amplifying fear or engendering complacency. Navigating this landscape requires transparent communication grounded in scientific integrity, cultivating informed awareness rather than sensationalism. Furthermore, technology's role extends beyond defense into realms of knowledge and inspiration. Instruments decoding 3i Atlas's chemical makeup enrich understanding of cosmic origins, spectrometers revealing isotopic anomalies hint at processes transcending solar system boundaries, computational models simulating orbital perturbations deepen, insight into gravitational choreography connecting stars and planets. These endeavors fuel a broader narrative, the quest not merely to survive but to comprehend, not only to act but to wonder. Technology becomes conduit, linking empirical data with human curiosity, enabling reflections on identity within an expansive universe. Yet even as instruments hum and data accumulates, the question endures, can humanity truly steer its destiny amid forces so vast? Or are we destined to be spectators on a stage shaped by stellar winds and gravitational tides? Perhaps the answer lies in embracing both roles simultaneously, agents wielding tools born of intellect and creativity, witnesses humbled by scale and mystery. In this duality resides resilience, the capacity to adapt without illusion, to prepare without hubris, to engage with cosmos as participants aware of both power and precariousness. The story of 3i Atlas thus becomes emblematic, not solely an astronomical event, but a mirror reflecting humanity's ongoing negotiation with fate in an indifferent universe. Its passage challenges us to consider what it means to be custodians of life on a fragile world, orbiting an ordinary star amid infinite others. In this light, Technology is less a shield than a bridge, connecting present understanding with future possibility, linking individual moments with deep time's unfolding symphony. As Earth listens once more to whispers borne on solar winds and cometary tales, it does so equipped with tools forged from millennia of inquiry, but tempered by awareness that control is always partial, fleeting, a dance choreographed between knowledge and mystery. The price of this dance is vigilance, coupled with wonder, preparation, entwined with acceptance, action balanced by reflection. And in paying it, humanity steps forward, not as conqueror, but as participant in the vast cosmic dialogue where each moment carries seeds of transformation within the boundless tapestry woven across space and time. 11. The speculative horizon, assumptions and futures. Imagined in the unfolding narrative of humanity's encounter with celestial phenomena, the story of Three Eyelass marks a pivotal chapter, a moment where scientific endeavor meets the boundless terrain of imagination. Beyond the cold calculations of trajectory and composition lies a realm where speculative thought stretches its wings, inviting us to envision possibilities both wondrous and unsettling. What if the lessons gleaned from observing such interstellar visitors catalyze not only technological innovation, but also profound shifts in human consciousness and planetary stewardship? What futures might emerge from this cosmic dialogue? At the heart of this speculative horizon is an acknowledgement of uncertainty, not as a void to be feared, but as fertile ground for creativity. The universe, in its vast complexity, resists reduction to deterministic narratives. It beckons instead toward multiplicity, contingency, and emergent phenomena. Within this openness, humanity's response to Three Eyelass becomes a canvas upon which diverse trajectories may be imagined, each reflecting different facets of our collective will, wisdom, and folly. One conceivable avenue is the maturation of planetary defense into a sophisticated, globally coordinated enterprise, an emblem of unity transcending geopolitical divides. The detection networks that once operated in fragmented isolation could evolve into an integrated system, employing artificial intelligence and autonomous probes to monitor near-Earth space with unprecedented precision. This technological symphony might culminate in the deployment of active mitigation strategies, not mere reactionary measures, but anticipatory stewardship, embracing ethical frameworks that balance intervention with respect for natural cosmic rhythms. Such a future envisions humanity stepping into a new role, custodians not only of Earth's biosphere, but also participants in the broader cosmic ecosystem. This expanded identity challenges anthropocentrism by situating human agency within nested scales, planetary, solar, galactic, each interwoven with dynamic feedback loops. It requires cultivating humility alongside ingenuity, foresight paired with adaptability. Alternatively, speculation may lead toward more enigmatic possibilities, scenarios where encounters with interstellar objects like 30i Atlas unveil traces of ancient technologies or biological signatures hinting at civilizations long banished yet imprinted upon cosmic debris. Could such discoveries redefine humanity's understanding of life's prevalence and resilience? Might they inspire philosophical revolutions, reshaping narratives about origins, purpose, and destiny? This line of thought opens corridors to questions about communication across deep time and space. What if Three Eyelass carries encoded information, molecular patterns, or structural anomalies that constitute messages from distant intelligences? The decoding of such signals would demand interdisciplinary collaboration spanning astrophysics, biology, linguistics, and philosophy. A grand endeavor weaving together strands from disparate domains into coherent understanding. Yet with these exhilarating prospects come sobering reflections on risk and responsibility. The same technologies enabling planetary defense might also harbor potential for misuse or unintended consequences. Intervention in celestial mechanics carries ethical dilemmas. Who decides when and how to act? How are uncertainties communicated to diverse publics? How does society reconcile competing values, security versus freedom, progress versus precaution? In grappling with these tensions, humanity confronts foundational questions about governance and justice extended beyond terrestrial borders into cosmic realms. The stewardship of Earth's future amid celestial challenges demands frameworks that are inclusive, transparent, and adaptive, capable of navigating complexity without succumbing to paralysis or hubris. Moreover, speculative futures must reckon with existential themes illuminated by Three Eyelass's passage. impermanence entwined with continuity, chaos entwined with order, vulnerability entwined with resilience. These paradoxes resonate deeply within human experience, mirroring inner landscapes as much as outer realities. In this reflective space emerges an invitation to reimagine education and culture, to foster literacies attuned not only to scientific facts, but also to ethical reasoning, emotional intelligence, and systems thinking. Preparing future generations involves nurturing capacities for wonder, tempered by critical inquiry, courage balanced by empathy, innovation informed by wisdom. Furthermore, the speculative horizon encompasses ecological dimensions. How might insights from interstellar encounters inform efforts to heal planetary systems stressed by anthropogenic impacts? Could recognizing Earth's fragility within cosmic contexts galvanize transformative shifts towards sustainability? Might reverence for deep time inspire practices honoring interconnectedness across species and ecosystems? These questions underscore the inseparability of external exploration from internal evolution, a dialectic where expanding horizons catalyze profound self-understanding. The journey with Three-Eye Atlas thus becomes metaphorical as well as literal, a pilgrimage traversing both space and consciousness. Finally, contemplating speculative trajectories invites embracing ambiguity as a vital component of knowledge. In contrast to certitude that constrains possibility, ambiguity opens portals for dialogue across cultures, disciplines, and worldviews, enabling pluralistic engagements with meaning amid uncertainty. It reminds us that while science provides powerful tools for deciphering cosmos's mysteries, it is imagination that animates these discoveries with purpose, that while technology extends reach into physical realms, philosophy extends depth into existential realms. The story of Three-Eye Atlas therefore transcends its immediate astronomical context. It becomes a mirror reflecting humanity's perennial quest to find place within vastness, to craft meaning amid flux, to dance gracefully upon fragile worlds spinning silently beneath indifferent stars. As we stand at this speculative threshold, eyes lifted towards star-strewn skies, we are called not merely to witness, but to participate actively in shaping narratives that honor complexity without despair, that embrace uncertainty without surrender, that kindle hope amidst shadows cast by cosmic giants. In doing so, we affirm that our fleeting moments beneath celestial arcs carry seeds capable of blossoming into futures rich with insight, compassion, and wonder threads woven anew into the ever-expanding tapestry of existence itself. Thus concludes this chapter on speculation, a meditation on assumptions shaping possible futures inspired by Three-Eye Atlas's passage through Earth's neighborhood. It is an invitation to imagine boldly while acting wisely, to dream expansively while grounding firmly in shared responsibility. For in this balance lies humanity's enduring promise, not mastery over cosmos, but harmonious participation within its boundless symphony, where every note matters, every silence speaks, every encounter transforms. And so Earth listens once more, not only through instruments calibrated to detect distant echoes, but through hearts attuned to mysteries whispered across deep time's infinite expanse, a testament that even amidst uncertainty shines the enduring light of curiosity, guiding steps toward horizons yet unseen. 12. The enigmatic emissary, Three-Eye Atlas's cosmic messenger. What if Three-Eye Atlas is not merely a wandering comet, but something far more profound, a celestial envoy bearing messages encoded in its icy heart? This possibility transcends traditional astronomy and ventures into the realm of cosmic semiotics, where the universe itself might communicate through drifting fragments cast across the void. Could it be that some ancient intelligence, perhaps a civilization long extinguished or evolved beyond our understanding, sent forth such emissaries to traverse the interstellar gulf? And if so, what messages might they carry? Warnings, knowledge, invitations? To entertain this hypothesis is to step into a space where scientific rigor meets poetic speculation. The very notion challenges humanity's perception of isolation in the cosmos and beckons toward a vision of interconnectedness, woven not only through matter and energy, but through information spanning light years and epochs. In this light, Three-Eye Atlas becomes less an inert object and more a vessel, a bearer of stories encoded in its structure, composition, trajectory, or even subtle anomalies detectable only through patient observation. Throughout history, humans have projected meaning onto celestial phenomena. Comets streaking across night skies have been omens, portents, or divine signs. Yet beneath these cultural layers lies a deeper question. Are such cosmic wanderers simply random leftovers of star formation and planetary accretion? Or might they serve as deliberate carriers of information? The idea is not entirely foreign to modern science. Concepts like directed panspermia propose that life or its precursors could be intentionally distributed across the galaxy by advanced civilizations. Extending this further, one might imagine messages in bottles adrift on cosmic currents. The physical properties of 3ILS invite contemplation along these lines. Its unusual composition, the atypical ratios of volatiles, unexpected dust-to-gas emissions, fragmented tail morphology could be signatures not solely of natural processes but perhaps hints of artificial modification or purposeful design. While such interpretations must be approached with caution to avoid unwarranted anthropocentrism, they open pathways for inquiry bridging astrophysics with astrobiology and even exosemiotics, the study of potential extraterrestrial communication modes. Moreover, the very trajectory of 3I Atlas, an interstellar passage intersecting Earth's vicinity, raises questions about timing and selection. Is it mere chance that this visitor arrives now within humanity's observational reach? Or does its encounter align with epochs when intelligent life emerges capable of receiving such transmissions? If so, then 3I Atlas acts as a bridge between civilizations separated by space and time, carrying legacies from cosmic neighbors or ancestors. This speculative frame invites reinterpretation of known phenomena. For instance, could certain isotopic anomalies represent coded sequences rather than random distributions? Might complex organic molecules embedded within cometary ice function as biochemical scripts, a lexicon awaiting decipherment? Could variations in outgassing patterns reflect modulation akin to signaling rather than chaotic sublimation alone? While current technology limits direct testing of these ideas, ongoing advances in spectroscopy, sample return missions, and deep space monitoring enhance prospects for detecting subtle irregularities suggestive of non-natural origins. Future probes dispatched to intercept such interstellar objects could prioritize searching for structural complexity or embedded artifacts, physical or informational, that transcend natural expectations. The implications extend beyond science into philosophy and culture. Recognizing 3ILS as a possible messenger reframes humanity's role from passive observers to active recipients in an interstellar dialogue. It urges humility before vast intelligences possibly communicating across cosmic distances and epochs. It also fosters hope that amidst the apparent isolation lies potential connection, a shared narrative spanning stars. In contemplating these possibilities, one confronts the paradoxes inherent in existence. How can signals endure across immense time scales amid entropy's relentless march? How might meanings be preserved when civilizations rise and fall like tides? What modes of communication transcend biological lifespans and planetary fragility? These questions resonate deeply within human consciousness, invoking archetypes of messengers bearing wisdom or warnings, journeys, crossing thresholds between known and unknown, encounters transforming identities. They remind us that curiosity itself may be the thread linking species across the universe, a universal impulse driving discovery and meaning-making. Ultimately, whether or not 3I Atlas carries intentional messages remains uncertain, yet the very act of pondering such possibilities enriches human perspective. It expands our sense of belonging from earth-bound horizons to galactic vistas. It invites embracing mystery alongside knowledge. It encourages weaving narratives that honor complexity without succumbing to despair. Thus concludes this chapter in the unfolding story of 3I Atlas, not with definitive answers but with open questions that stir imagination and inquiry alike. The comet drifts onward through solar space and beyond, an enigmatic emissary whose silent passage whispers across deep time that the universe may speak in forms subtle yet profound, that ancient voices linger within cosmic debris, that every visitor from afar carries potential meaning, and that humanity's journey is part of an eternal conversation, echoing beneath starry vaults, inviting us to listen deeply, to wonder boldly, and to respond thoughtfully as participants in the boundless symphony of existence. With this closing reflection, the saga of 3I Atlas stands as both testament and invitation, a reminder that amid vast darkness and inscrutable forces shines the enduring light of curiosity, the flame kindled by those who dare to seek meaning among stars drifting silently through infinite time. 12. Philosophical resolution, embracing our smallness amidst cosmic grandeur. In the vast cosmic expanse, where time stretches beyond comprehension and space unfolds in dimensions that dwarf the human mind, the fleeting passage of 3I Atlas serves as a profound reminder humanity's place within the universe is humbly small. Yet this smallness is not a cause for despair, but a call to responsibility, reverence, and attentive listening to the subtle dialogues the cosmos offers. The encounter, or even the mere possibility of encounter with such an interstellar wanderer, invites reflection on the scale of existence itself. Earth, with its fragile biosphere and intricate web of life, is but a pale blue dot suspended in a sunbeam, as Carl Sagan so eloquently described. Against the backdrop of deep time, billions of years marked by planetary upheavals, mass extinctions, and geological transformations, human history flickers like a candle briefly lit in a vast cathedral of stars. This perspective demands an attitude anchored in humility. The universe is indifferent to individual aspirations or fears. Its forces operate on scales and rhythms that transcend human constructs. Yet within this indifference lies profound opportunity to live with responsibility toward our shared home planet, to honor its singularity amid cosmic vastness, and to cultivate an awareness attuned not only to immediate concerns but also to the whispers carried across epochs by wandering bodies like 3I Atlas. Living responsibly means recognizing that Earth's ecosystems are delicate tapestries woven through millennia, resilient yet vulnerable to disruption. The passage of celestial visitors reminds us that our stewardship must extend beyond anthropocentric interests, embracing respect for all life forms and their interconnectedness. It calls for sustainable choices that honor planetary boundaries and safeguard the conditions enabling life's flourishing. Moreover, this moment urges humanity to listen, to attune senses and minds to the universe's subtle signals. These are not always loud or dramatic. Often they manifest as faint glimmers in spectral data, isotopic anomalies in comet dust, or gravitational perturbations whispering secrets about distant star systems. Such attentiveness embodies a form of cosmic humility, acknowledging that knowledge arises not solely from conquest, but from patient observation and openness to mystery. In this way, 3I Atlas becomes more than a physical visitor. It transforms into a symbol, a messenger urging humanity toward deeper reflection on existence's fragility and interconnectedness. Its journey across light years and eons intersects briefly with Earth's path, creating a moment where science meets philosophy. Observation merges with wonder, and knowledge entwines with meaning. To embrace this moment is to accept paradoxes, that we are simultaneously insignificant in scale, yet immense in consciousness, transient in time, yet capable of shaping. Narratives that endure, vulnerable amid cosmic forces, yet resilient through adaptation and collaboration. It is an invitation to cultivate a worldview where respect for Earth's finite resources coexists with curiosity about the infinite cosmos, where technological advancement harmonizes with ethical responsibility, where awe at celestial grandeur fuels commitment to care for our planetary home. Ultimately, the passage of 3I Atlas reminds us that life on Earth is a precious anomaly, a fleeting bloom in deep time's garden, and that our choices today resonate far beyond immediate horizons. They echo into futures shaped by generations yet unborn and by cosmic events yet unforeseen. In living responsibly, respecting our planet, and learning to listen deeply to both the stars above and the world beneath our feet, we participate meaningfully in the universe's unfolding story. Through such engagement, humanity honors its smallness not as limitation but as grounding, a foundation from which courage, wisdom, and hope may arise amid the vast unknown. Thus concludes this meditation on 3I Atlas, not merely an astronomical phenomenon, but a philosophical catalyst beckoning us toward humility, stewardship, and attentive presence within the grand symphony of existence. In quiet moments beneath star-studded skies, when earthly noise fades into stillness, one might sense an echo, a subtle vibration coursing through space-time, a reminder whispered by ancient travelers crossing silent, cosmic seas, that we are small, that we are temporary, that we are connected, and that within this fragile station lies both challenge and grace, to live responsibly, to honor our shared planet, and to listen patiently as the universe continues its eternal dialogue, inviting us always to wonder, to learn, and to be present amid deep time's endless unfolding.